Hey, what's going on, everyone? It is David Palmer, the Leo King, and Craig Skidmore here for Deep Love Tarot, your weekly love tarot report and, weekly love report for this week of January the 18th through the 24th of 2021 here on highvibe.tv. If you are not part of highvibe.tv to get all the daily exclusive content, all my daily video horoscopes, weekly sun sign horoscopes, weekly intuitive, weekly tarot, and so much more, and all the other awesome talent. And of course, Craig and I do other exclusive shows on there, and so many other talent do. Make sure that you become a member of highvibe.tv today. Subscriptions, we have 7-day free trial, and they're super cheap, and you get all the content. We have our own apps. Make sure that you check it out. And of course, my 2021 video, Shattered Reality, is available. You can rent it, or you can also purchase it to have it through the whole year. It's on sale right now. Go to the paid video section on highvibe.tv. Once you do that, it's in your library on any of your apps or on web, whether you're on Apple TV, your iOS phone, your Android, or you're on Roku. Make sure that you get this video. It'll help you out. 4 hours and 50 minutes long. Lots of predictions as well in there. And here we are, this weird-ass week. Energetically, it is weird. We go through your collective horoscope, and then we're going to go into all of your 12 sun signs with the high vibe.
I love gold.
Chalice.
Gold.
How are you feeling? Are you feeling like gold right now, brother?
Feeling gold. I mean, it was kind of a rush to get this feed up, so I was just adding the extra bumpers and stuff.
It's all good, man. And I mean, today actually I was like, oh wow, we're so on top of things, and then everything went into fucking total the way the world is right now, just like not necessarily bad, but it's just kind of one of those things, It's just like right when you think everything's going the way you think it's gonna go, it just doesn't go that way. It's just like, okay. A lot of Uranus energy, a lot of Aquarian energy, a lot of big stuff. So, trying to get through these times, I think when you're so sure, I think is the moment when it fucks you up. So, trying not to make sure that you get lost in the I'm so sure place, I think is important during these times.
Yeah, I mean, adaptability is always an important aspect to be able to apply in your life, So I think that it, especially right now, as you were saying, but even going forward, as times maybe kind of cool down a bit, as we're all hoping for. We don't know what's going on, but you're gonna have to adapt always in life. So you can't be afraid of that. To kind of just kind of go with the flow, so to speak. And let it unfold as it need to, as you're kind of putting in your energy into it as well. But don't force it, Be one with the universe. Be like water. Oh, or like a Capri Sun. It could be like that too.
It's crazy when I pull out the Capri Suns. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. I think that you said it the best. Adapting. Adaptability is not easy, especially in these times, but I think it's easier than when you accept that notion of adapting to things. Well, I say I go into this collective and we just roll right into this. I think people really want to know what's going on with their love stories right now. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Appreciate everybody for being here and joining us. So, I'm going to run through the astrology real quick, and then, of course, do a collective reading with the cards, and then we're going to go into your sun signs where I don't go through the astrology and I just pull the cards. This is a weird time and a very weird week. We are seeing massive changes this week that are very weird. One, all the planets are direct. Let's remember that. That does not come a lot. There's no retrograde planets, not even Chiron's retrograde. So a lot of energy is moving forward, and it's weird because it's moving forward in a very uncertain place. Mars is meeting with Uranus here at the beginning of the week, and as it's making it square to Saturn, making it square to Jupiter, and Mars and Uranus don't like to be in Taurus. They're both, not happy there. So, Mars is slow in Taurus, and it's this feeling of a little bit of this, in the mud, while at the same time wanting to have all the pieces understood at the same time. And it could create massive frustration. Mars square Saturn, Uranus square Saturn, that's approaching. Jupiter, that's just finished a square to Uranus. Our belief systems are all over the place. So when it comes to love right now, I'm going to be honest. It is a very interesting I was going to say puppet show, and making sure that the lines of the puppets don't get like caught in between and then create entanglement. So this is a very entangled time. This is a very weird time. Of course, belief systems are hyper intense. South node's still in Sag. North node is in Gemini, and they're making their squares exactly to Neptune this week. So we are in the deep fog. We are in the deep unknown. And so when it comes to love and stuff, we got to be compassionate. We have to also go with the flow, and that might not be easy too, right? It brings up a lot of weird situations. We're dealing with Venus and Capricorn, and it will make a sextile to Neptune this week, which I think can bring some positivity here, but it still brings up a sensitivity, and it does bring up having to ease off on understanding the direction too, which that's hard. I think in relationships we want to always try to be so certain on where things are at, understand where things are going, but with these energies right now, there is zero certainty on anything right now. Anything can happen out of nowhere. Anything can change out of nowhere. And these are very, tough times dealing with having to stand your ground of your values and not try and give away your values while at the same time, okay, well, there's a world out there, Aquarius, Jupiter and Uranus, right? And we got Mercury too. And a lot of that is trying to be figured out. We got these big semi-squares to Neptune. Well, the nodes are squaring Neptune. So this is just bringing up extreme deception. So there could be deception in relationships, of just the deception to yourself of what you thought, to the deception of what something looked like, to, just feeling like, you're at a loss. It can make our soul energy really feel stripped right now. Not just stripped by acetone, but like just completely stripped by acetone, paint thinner, like crazy acid that killed Terminator, like, the T-1000. Like, yeah, we're all being dipped in that. And I think that it's difficult in love to navigate as individually. We realize that a lot of this is about individuality, and having to look at our individuality and our values of our individuality and how that fits with the world that we all want to do. And that crosses some really weird crosshairs with Mars and Uranus about our independent self and having to fit with the collective and our values having to meet. And these are clashes, and these are hard clashes. This is definitely not easy astrology here. This is definitely, weird times as we're just moving into Aquarius itself, and the Sun and Saturn are meeting this week. And let me just tell you on that one, whenever the Sun is moving in to meet with Saturn, it's not fun. I'm not going to be honest. Like, it's the one time a year, the 1 week a year where it's like the energy just goes to crushing and very low vibe and very hard to maintain, but it can build great things. So the positive of Sun and Saturn is you can be, try and be very focused. But how are you going to be very focused when all these energies are all over the place? And with Uranus energy and Aquarius energy just in very difficult aspects, usually the energy of Sun and Saturn brings, okay, I'm going to stop, I'm going to reflect, I'm going to take things step by step and I'll get through. But, this is like walking through spiritual, crazy value system, belief system, and world-changing dynamic and unpredictability landmines. So I admire anybody out there when it comes to love. If they find the way through this week, I admire you, because this is definitely not going to be easy. This is definitely going to be rough, and it's definitely going to have its, bad hair days, or it's going to feel like, sandpaper to your face. It's not easy. And, in many ways, it's telling us to go against the grain, too, when it comes to love. It's telling us to follow where our true gut is telling us to go, and that's where the pressure spot's at, and to not get lost in these beliefs or these journeys that we think that we can go down that we already know the answers of the truth towards, and bullshit ourselves. So remember now that Jupiter, Saturn, already in Aquarius, and Mercury, which goes retrograde next week, by the end of next week. So even though all the planets are direct, it's not for long. So it's like, then we feel okay, we got to figure things out, and we do, but it's complicated. And at the same time, the Sun now enters Aquarius, and guess what? Now the Sun's a detriment. And so you have a detrimental Sun squaring a exalted Moon in Taurus with Mars and Uranus conjunct. this is rough. And this is where we could feel very low, a sun detriment. But that means the sun, Jupiter, Saturn, the three biggest energies are all in the same spot. So the sun also is going to meet with Saturn. It didn't meet with Saturn in Aquarius in 2020. So you have to remember that this is getting very weird. Extremely weird, to be honest with you. It's getting very weird in the sense that we are going to see what this whole entire Sun-Saturn thing is all about. And in Aquarius, with Jupiter there, like, what is this new story of this new world, and what is this all going to look like? And it's got so many unpredictable variables, and what you expect is not going to come true, and everything that you weren't thinking about will show up. So love like surety, because it's Leo, and guess what? This is all the opposite of Leo. This is all the energy of Taurus squaring Leo. And if we just talk about romance or love in general, yeah, it's difficult. But I think, relationships, that's a little bit easier. But at the same time, I mean, you could be in a relationship with somebody and have no love. You can be in a relationship with somebody and, I don't know, have good things, but it doesn't mean that, maybe you might feel the romance, or you might feel the exact way that you want things to feel, and that might be difficult. So this is going to be us really on our individual front, in the collective, having to go, am I going to continue to do things in my true energy of myself, or am I going to give away parts of myself? Where's that idea of compromise come from in many ways? With these big squares to Neptune, I think compassion is one thing, but also compassion doesn't mean that you give away your soul. This is going to be a testy time. Let's see what the cards have to say for the collective this week when it comes to love. First card that we get here is the King of Swords reversed. Ooh, okay. Our challenge card we got is the Wheel of Fortune reversed. That's a big challenge. We got the King of Wands reversed. Wow, as the overall. So we got some big cards here to start things off with. Gemini Christmas. And then our way that we get through the challenge is the Judgment card. Gemini. Wow, we got two major arcanas here. We got two kings in reversed. This is going to be a wild week. Let's just take a little quick review of this to start things off. We got that King of Swords coming up. This definitely makes us feel like we have no idea where we're going at all. And the King of Swords always is very cold. It feels like it's got everything under control in the mind. It's figured it out. And so in love right now, communication-wise, understanding where it's going, just completely lost and feeling stupid too. Like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know where I'm going, right? It's like energetically like, fuck, I don't know where this thing is. I was so sure. And anybody that feels very sure is a dumbass at this point. I'm just going to tell you that one. And if they're acting that way, then it's coming out of straight ego. Now we got this challenge card is the Wheel of Fortune reversed. So this is our challenge of not allowing the fortune to come in. We're trying to control things, or we're trying to hold off on things, or we're trying to continue to just feel like we have some sort of control. And that's not going to work already when we're coming from a place where our head's not seeing straight and our mind is not seeing straight. That's not a good thing. When I'm in control, but you're not in the best energy, like in your head. Oh yeah, like that feels good. We got the King of Wands as our overall in reversed. So this makes us feel stupid in love. This makes us feel like, am I really doing this? Am I really going through this? Am I really going to, oh man, did I make the stupid choice here? We're going to get deeper into these cards. But the way we get through the challenge of this control thing and not allowing the fortune to come in, or letting this kind of energy really fall about us, is judgment. I think that we have to make a better judgment call. Like, I think that it's like, what are we holding off on? Or maybe we're holding off on things because we feel like it's not divine and a highest good. I mean, Barbie can end up in jail too, right? Like, in this deck, but it's like, I feel like there's this energy of us having to really go like, what's the higher calling? That the only fortune in life is the higher calling, an energy that sees things on the same higher calling. Now, the reason that we got that King of Swords reverse and why we're feeling so uncertain, and especially direction wise, we got the Emperor reversed. Wow. I mean, this is us, feeling like we're overpowering situations and they're not working out to be our way. So anything that we're trying to overpower, or we're trying too hard, it's going to feel like, gosh, the answers are still not coming. The answers are still not coming. The solution did not get found. And then at one point, the Emperor reverses to realize that it's not the Emperor, that, it didn't achieve what it wanted to achieve. And that could be very tough, especially with the judgment call from the universe asking for some sort of higher energy here. And that's what I think we're all on the lookout for here, and to see if that could be found. Our King of Wands reverse brings up the Nine of Swords reversed. Wow. So I think that this one's like, don't fret over the feeling of energy not going how you want with love exactly, or feeling stupid about situations, or making stupid situations in love happen, or past situations especially. There's a lot of reversals here right now going on. There's a lot of deep things here, but I think that Nine of Swords is saying, like, let's just let go of the anxieties. Let's let go of the things that we're worried about because we might feel stupid, whether it's our image or whether it's just that whole vibration of, oh God, I don't want it to go that way. I feel like that's just something that, you know, comes with life, but it's nothing stupid to fret on. I think that overall this is saying, hey, there's a lot of things that are not looking the way that we want it to look, but there's a higher calling, and there is Wheel of Fortune. There's fortune, but it's whether or not we're going to step into that higher calling within ourselves, and we're going to rise to that calling and not be stupid about things, and not create a higher calling when one's not there, and not miss out on the higher calling when we see that one's there. From Control, our overall spiritual card that we got here is the Black Moon Lilith, the mystery card. Wow, we are going deep into the mysteries of our desires, our wants, and our and really our feminine shadow energy of, like, you know, why do we say, you know, Lilith will do coke at her own grandma's wedding, or birthday, or funeral. You know, what's our deep real needs that we want? Our shadows are coming out, and they're coming into play here. And so if you're not getting exactly what you want in that sense, like, it's not going to be a good week. And I think that we're going to get into the bottom of that. I feel a lot of energy of where our attraction goes, and if it's really there or not, or if energy is, you know, people can see energy the same way, right? There's that look when you look at somebody, and when you're in a car, or when you're just even all the way across a long field at a festival, and you look in their eye and you just know, oh, I see the shadow within you, I see the truth within you, I see that. And I think that we're all looking for that kind of energy, and not having to play this kind of mind game, or control game, or dominance game. This is not working anymore. Our sexy time card here is, well, we got the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So, you know, it's you know, definitely energies in that realm on a pattern or on a schedule are not going to work. You know, it's like we kind of have to, things that are off the cuff are going to feel what's right. Things that feel like that are out of nowhere are off the cuff for the best way to go. But I also think that, you know, there's this kind of like going into areas that we're not feeling that we're the most talented or skilled at. We might even feel a little like we don't have the best way to understand how to be in new areas, or different areas, or trying new things in that space. But there's a lot of deep mystery that's pulling us into something, and I think that's going to be the way for us to follow this week. Our Astro dice that we got here, oh man, really, just don't. This is not the night to lose the shit.
Yeah, because in these moments of time, you almost have to brace the moment. You know, you have to embrace just the every second, the every minutes that you're spending with yourself, and that you're spending with those individuals that you're actually giving your time to. Not necessarily trying to force the situations if they're not working out, but say, okay, maybe they're going through an issue as well. You know, and appreciating that, and seeing all the demons, and seeing all the pain that we're all kind of going through, all the issues that we're working through, you know, and just kind of embracing the moment and appreciating that moment that you're able to spend with them.
Yeah, because I think we're all going through a lot of really weird shit. Really weird. We got Pluto in the 5th house of Leo. Oh, shit. So we're getting to the deep well of our true changes we need to make of our heart. We gotta, you know, this is also the death of a heart. This is the end of a heart, and the new beginning of a heart, a rebirth of a heart here, and our true happiness. But it comes to expression. The expression of the heart, the expression of who you are. And if you're not able to do that, or somebody's not able to do that, I mean, it's hard. It's hard to connect without that childlike expression, right? Like, there'd be like a 5th grader going out with like an 8th grader that's like in, you know, ASVAB or something. If you don't know what that is, like, you know, like smart kids class, you know, it's like, let's go play handball. No, let's go do homework. It's like, what? So, you know, this is definitely kind of energy like that. Oof. Yeah, let's go do homework. Let's go do homework in your room.
Maybe a little soul work.
Soul
get
work.
the week going.
You're keeping it classy. I like that, Craig. You're keeping it classy.
Well,
I'm ready to go off the rails right now. So we're gonna have your classy.
Do it to it.
Keeping us within the boundary lines here. We got Taurus that came up first. Usually he comes up around mid or last. So Taurin's got it. All right. You know, I just feel like we're gonna do these cards for Taurus right now. I just feel like they are the cards to do. Why not? Let's just see what the cards have to say for Taurus here. Taurus in love. Taurus got a big week. With all the astrology, at least. King of Wands upright. Well, might be finally the luck you've been looking for here this week. We got more cards, but that's a definitely good sign this week, Taurus. Your challenge card that you got here is the Queen of Swords reversed. Your overall card that you got here is the 10 of Wands upright. So, yeah, this is actually looking pretty good. And your way through the challenge is the Ace of Swords. Wow, okay. So you were ready to go. You're feeling fired up about love. You're feeling excited again. It's almost like you're on a comeback tour. Taurus on the comeback tour. Get your tickets now. Make sure that you have your COVID passports ready. Jesus Christ. So, this is exciting. Oh, it can feel like you out of nowhere, Taurus, somebody's coming after you, like with a bunch of fire. Wow. Woo! I feel though that Tauruses are fired up. Challenge those Queen of Swords. I don't think you know what to do with it or know how the direction is to go at all. I feel like, you're realizing that this one directional way of how it should look and how it should be is not the way for it to be. So that's going to be something that now you're going to realize, like, okay, maybe I'm fired up. Maybe finally I'm ready to go towards something. Something's coming towards me. I've got great energy. The King of Wands is the ultimate loving aspect and card, and it's gracious and all that. And you know what? Maybe you don't need to understand the graciousness or have it go in some sort of direction right away. That's because I think that the overall card, this 10 of Wands, is saying, like, don't you already have a lot on your plate? It's time to, like, toss some things off so you can let this great thing in. It's like maybe you need to look at maybe more not at the love itself, but look at the things that are making the love less potent. You got potent love coming in, and I think that it's time to erase a lot of things that are getting rid of that potency. It's almost like diluting it by taking on too many things, taking on too much weight energetically. And you got the Ace of Swords here, which is definitely a whole new story, a positive new story. It's like a fresh new open door. It's like a fresh new breeze of excitement. And you know what? Come from that fresh new state. It's like having a Mentos freshness. It's like it's time for Mentos in your life. And I think if you keep that openness, you're going to see so much more, Taurus, this week. The reason why that you did pull that King of Wands, that's the best card that you could pretty much get in love. One of them at least, especially as that first card. The reason why you got that is you got the Ace of Cups reversed. You've been empty emotionally. You feel like you have not filled your cup at all. And it feels like everlasting emotion and like the pouring out of the emotions that just are like an overflowing cup is what necessary. And I think that this is what's coming into your life. But I feel like if you're going to go into fire and happiness and love and not be willing to fill your cup up and kind of like pull your emotions away and just have it as a fling kind of thing, or keep things as a fling, not going to do well for you. I'm going to be honest with you. Don't use this new open window to just continue to keep your emotions closed. Even though the fire's there and the excitement's there, you're gonna have to open the emotions too. You pulled the Knight of Pentacles reversed with this 10 of Wands. Okay, this is you realizing that, you know what, you've been stuck because of a lot of the weight that you carry in your life, and you're gonna have to move forward and let a lot of things go. And I think that the reason why your emotions are all taken up and that they're not filled up is because you've been taking on too much. You've been putting too much energy on yourself. You've been working too hard, or you've been eating too many potato chips and sitting on the couch and thinking that you got a lot to do and that you're not doing it, but you feel like you're too stuck because you have too many things to watch on Netflix or something. I'm just using a funny Taurus joke, but I just feel like, it's just like, Drop the things and do not waste this opportunity this week, Taurus, for love, and especially the emotions and the fire that's with it. Your overall card that you did get is the Earth element of stability. Something really stable is starting to happen for you with your love life, especially I think just the stability within yourself is what you're looking for. I think it also is about knowing the quality and the touch and the feel and the sense of what you really want here. And I think that you're narrowing in on understanding that and getting the passion towards that. But with the Ace of Cups reverse, I think that you're gonna need to have the emotion to keep it stable. It's not just having a stable person or a stable love situation. There's got to be emotion there. You got to have to put your emotion into it. You're not going to, keeping that thing empty is not going to be good. It becomes a dry cup. Pah! And the reason your sexy time card you got is the Fool card. Well, I would say that, you're ready to go out and try whatever and have a good time. So, you know what? You got a great sexy time card to go have fun and just go live life into the happiest extent. And I just hope you don't fuck this one up this week, Taurus. Like, you got one of the best love readings I've seen in a long time here, and you better use it for your advantage. But you're gonna have to fill up those emotions. Don't be the fool and fuck it all up this week. You could have a fling, but are you gonna turn it into something more? Or is your relationship just a fling that was always a fling and you never fucking took it too serious? You got Capricorn, 7th house, Neptune. Wow, you're definitely breaking apart the subconscious issues of control in relationships, but you're also at the same time realizing that the magical relationship destiny is happening. So it's either A or B. Two stories. You're going through the amazing, most magical love story that's starting to develop in your life, and a big realization and a big sign from spirit, or you're just a delusional mess who just subconsciously keeps blocking love through being a control freak.
Yeah, you talk about looking for that stability, or looking for maybe a sign, but that can kind of lead to stagnation. You don't want to get caught up in that. You don't want to just caught in kind of seeking and searching always. Sometimes there is an action that you have to put behind it and take advantage of that self. When you are feeling up to it, when you are feeling a bit maybe sexy, so to speak, you got to go put that out into the universe. You got to go strut yourself. You can't just sit in your room and kind of say that I'm beautiful. Okay, that's not going to get you necessarily anywhere. You have to go out there and actually show it to the universe. You have to go out there and actually get it is what you are searching for. If I could say a complete sentence, that would be really nice also. See?
No, you brought up an interesting point. I didn't know that Amazon Prime had I say I'm beautiful, that you could just get delivered right away and then just you're beautiful. I didn't know it worked that way. Maybe it's just
you got to get out there.
It's those people obsessed with the book The Secret, right? Like, all I gotta do is just say it and what happened.
Exactly.
No, it's not that easy. I think that you bring up a good point.
It was in there somewhere.
Well, I got it. You had a lot of good things in there. So I think that's what it is. I mean, it's one thing to say that you're fucking hot. I know I'm fucking hot. I say it all the fucking time, but I have to act it. I got to be it. I got to show up at it. And I got to tell it to you in your face. And I got to look the part too.
No doubt. And you got to smell nice also.
That's very important.
You gotta get
and I do not wear Armani Exchange like he says.
You got to get some fresh aftershave delivered freshness.
I mean, would you expect anything less from me?
With 3 bundles of bananas.
Hey, I was prepared for this week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's the thing is...
that green bananas have high fiber?
No. I don't... You mix the bananas in and that's just random. But... I think sticking back to the notion that you brought up is you just can't say, you can't, what you're bringing up is laziness. Like, I'm just, it is what it is. Or some people could be like, oh, I got this, so I'm not going to have to do anything about it or fucking whatever. And I think Taurus has been waiting a long time for something and they finally got it. And it's not because you just said it. It's like finally at a point to where you're going to have to embody it. And I think that's the big deal. And I think that especially Taurus got to do something about this, because this is a good, you know what? You got one of the best love readings I've pulled in a long weeks, months, years, and especially during this crazy week. And look at how funny Aries pops up. Aries.
Yeah, it can also be a cop out too. Trying to protect yourself maybe from not being hurt or from not actually applying yourself when it comes to love and or sex.
Did you just say or sexy?
Gotta get some strange.
Wow, maybe that turns them on. Like you're just calling them on their cop out. You're being a cop and calling them on the cop out, and then going like sexy time, sex. Yeah, the Scorpios got away. I don't. Definitely not the way that us Leos do it. But Aries, let's see what's going on with the air ride this week. What am I going to feel? You know what, Aries, you're getting the Vampir's deck. I just got a feeling, you've come out of a lot. There's a lot of Aquarius going on. You have to kind of understand this new world and these new things and new people. And I'm going to be honest, Aries. You got to do things differently, and your whole idea of the world that you want, it's not the way that it's going to be. I'm just going to tell you that. You've been playing by the rules too much with this kind of idea that you have control of the rules, and I'm here to tell you, Aries, that could you be missing out on your love story because of that? Your first card that you picked this week, you got the World card reverse. I can't make it up. I'm sitting here talking about the world. If you're gonna, you got the World reverse with the serpents everywhere. Oh, wonderful. Your challenge card that you got is the 5 of Swords reversed. Oh God. Okay. Your overall card that you got is the 9 of Pentacles. Well, at least she's holding up a big old fucking. Well, what does that look like? It looks like a little bit of a weird rose in the middle of a cemetery on a full moon. Your challenge card to get through the card. The card they had is the 7 of Pentacles. Okay. All right. Your world's turned upside down. I don't think that you really know what you're doing with your love life at all, to be honest with you. I think you're wasting your time with somebody who you thought you had everything figured out, but I think it's been shown that it's not working out. You got a 5 of Swords here. They're not putting enough energy in it, or you're not putting enough energy in it. You're not really connecting the world or the dot. You're too afraid to move on, though, for some reason. You know your vanity and you know your beauty in a good way, and I think that you know what you want, but why are you sticking around? I got a feeling that you're investing in something that is not worth investing in. I think that's what you're realizing. If you're in a relationship, you're realizing the areas in the relationship that you don't need to invest so much time and energy into, that aren't worth putting energy into, and that are making you feel disconnected in your relationship as it is. But I would say that Aries, that's the issue right now, is especially those areas that are dating, or they're in kind of weird spaces, or they're in a relationship that they just started or something. There's something off about this shit. And I feel like I'm just here to be the honest truth. I'm the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. You're over it. You're not into it. You're not putting any effort into it, or they are not. And you're trying very hard, and you know you're not getting your investment returned back, and you know that you're worthy of it, or, maybe they're all about they're the ones ordering on Amazon Prime that they're beautiful, and they're just focused on themselves. I feel that's a big one. They're focused on themselves. You know what I mean, Aries? Like, I think that you need somebody that wants to be focused more on you. I know that you go after people very intensely, but you can also back off at the same time really quick too. So, but you know what? I'm going to just see this world card. You got the Knight of Wands. Well, yeah, I feel like a new situation is much better to go into, or the situations that you've jumped into where maybe you felt like the world wasn't the right timing. Maybe it's been about timing. So, I feel like there's something about like the right time is starting to show up about a situation, and don't fuck it up. Like, it's definitely going to become quick and fast. Got a Knight of Wands. It's a big jump. You got the 2 of Swords reversed. So I think that, there's no blindfold to knowing your vanity. I keep getting vanity. I don't know what it is about that word, but I keep getting, your ability in manifesting all the beauty that you want. You're not blindfold to it anymore. So what are you doing? I'm going to be honest, Aries. I'm just going to be fucking honest as fuck. I always am. But you are wasting your time. You are wasting your time with bullshit energy. You know exactly where the energy is you want, and it's time to go jump towards that and stop acting like, oh, I don't know, and stop playing wishy-washy. You're playing way too much wishy-washy here, and it's not working out for you anymore. Your overall card that you got here is Pluto. It's time for a change and transformation and the rebirth energy, and that's the ruler of sex too, and the passion. I feel like you're missing out on so much passion, and maybe you're blocking it too, like putting so much in, like, no, I gotta do this, I gotta go do that. You're afraid, or they're afraid, and I think it's a little bit of both, because you're like, I don't want to go through this, it's not that great, or they don't want to go through this because they can feel from you that you don't feel it's that great, or vice versa. Your sexy card that you got for this week, let's see this. Oh man, with a Pluto card. Woo! Aries might be, and they did get the Knight of Wands with 2 people in bed who's like, I think I love you, and it's like, who the fuck are you? Oh, wow, it's gonna be kind of interesting here. Pluto transformation. What's your sexy time card? Oh, you know what? This thing's trying to fly out. You got the 6 of Wands. I mean, this is definitely the victory card here. Holy cow! You ready to do a victory lap around the bedroom this week? Well, I think it's definitely going to be with something more transformational and new and different. Or, you know what? Could be doing a victory lap on not receiving what you really want. How do you want to see it? It's up to you. Your astro dice this week is you got Venus in Leo in the 3rd. Well, you definitely need something a lot more loving and exciting and more stimulating the environment that you want. Possibly a fire sign or somebody that is, got that stimulation, or Gemini or Leo, something much more exciting in your life, much more stimulating and bringing you into the environment that you want. And also the one that communicates with you from the heart, because I feel like you're dealing with some people that just don't know how to communicate at all, or they're communicating on a very boring level and you're bored as fuck.
It could be little changes along the way that kind of, get us out of that funk and kind of get us out of that funk with our partners. So maybe that's, go and get a nice little hair update. Get a little cut and color or something. Get those nails painted something nice and sexy. And then guess what? That's going to spark a little interest in your partner as well. Because maybe things get stagnant. We've been kind of talking about that. Things can get stagnant easy. And maybe, just maybe, you can change that. If you just put a little bit of effort into it. Not saying that you're not already. But there can just be that little change up within your life that's just going to spark it instantly. And bring it all back. Full circle, baby. Go get weird. Full circle.
Are you telling him to go to Sally's?
No. I'm saying go hit up your local, support local businesses, your local hairdresser.
That would be Sally's.
Independent contractors.
Tell me a beauty store that's independent that sells the beauty stuff the ladies want.
Sally's Beauty.
And get some Murray's.
Whatever it takes.
Or
fresh
Queen
cut
Helene.
and color. A little mani pedi. Slip a finger.
You gonna use Queen Helene to slip the finger in? Gemini, wow, the first 3 signs popped up at the first 3. Oh, Gemini's gonna get the fucking darkness deck.
Someone was asking about that zebra deck. Do you know what it's called?
It's called the hold on. We'll put it in the comment section. It's called Badass Tarot. It's pretty badass. And even though the owners and stuff thought I was talking shit on it, it's like they got it all messed up. And the girl who bought the extra deck to put me as the devil card on there, like it was all taken way out of context. We love the deck. We use the deck. I am sitting here promoting the deck. And I am not somebody here who's trying to say that I don't like the deck. I love the deck. It's fucking awesome.
He loves
it. It is
the deck.
badass. It is my favorite deck, and I like it the most. So
loves
to the owner of that deck, I love it. Don't get that one twisted. And to the woman who bought it for us, love that you did it too. And we're not mad at any of you. And that was all taken out of context.
That deck.
All right, let's see what's going on
deck.
for the Geminis this week. First card that you got here is the Ace of Cups in reversed. Ooh, emotional troubles here, huh? Or the end of emotional troubles. We'll see here. The Moon card in your challenge. Oh, a lot of emotion situations going on here. It's getting a little slippery. Or non-slippery. It's a little too dry. You're getting some chafing. 7 of Swords reversed. Oh, snappies. Uh-oh, that's the warning card. We need to come up with like how we used to have at the beginning of the show. But Craig's got to throw the warning whenever the 7 of Swords shows up. Because it's very Scorpio, like calling you out, cop-out shit. Like the fucking warning, like, uh-oh, or some, I don't know. You need to fucking... 2 of Wands as your reverse card to get through this. So, okay, there's a lot of emotional issues going on right here. You might be going through an emotional breakdown, Gemini. And you know what? You might be already in that as we're talking to you and you're watching this reading. I'm just going to be very frank and honest with you and add the beans. But this Ace of Cups reversed is when you feel like you are dry. There is no more emotion left. There's no more overflowing emotion in the cup, or the grail is empty. You got as your challenge card, the Moon card. There's a lot of subconscious feelings that you're not letting out, that you're not, or you're feeling like they're repressed. But you know what? You're holding it within yourself. You want it. You need to go fill your cup. Why are you not filling it? Why are you not doing it? Geminis can be very weird. Like it's like Of course, you can be in your head a lot too, but this is about being in your emotion. It's almost like you're not allowing your true emotion to be there, especially if you're in a situation where you're emotionally not into it, but you're trying to hold the emotion and you subconsciously don't know what the fuck you're doing. You got a 7 of Swords reversed. You've been lying to yourself. You've also been dealing with somebody who's been lying to you, that you revealed the lie, but are you still allowing the lie to be there? Like, it's almost kind of like somebody falsified how they energetically are to you. There's been a lot of false promises. And I think that, especially a 7 of Swords reversed, you got to look at yourself and where you lied to yourself and you kept building the story. And that's emotional repression too. You got the 2 of Wands reversed. The idea of whoever you're dealing with is in the world that's going to turn in the way that you want to. Honestly, this is like not going the way you want to because you're emotionally repressing the world you really want, and you keep putting your emotions in a world you don't want right now. So it's what you're dealing with now. You're dealing with a situation now that if the world is not the way that you want to, but you're emotionally putting involved and it's creating a lot of fucking crazy toxic shit. I'm going to be honest, there's some toxic shit, and there's mental breakdown or emotional breakdowns coming here. Possibly a little bit of mental if you're finding out of, there could be the finding out of like, oh my God, like what the fuck have I been doing? Jesus Christ, like I've been lying to myself. I already saw that. And it's also the card that deals with a lot of lying and energy and deception. And I think that, you're dealing with somebody who you might even have somebody just show up and be like, oh, hey, this is what's been going on. Like, what the fuck? Damn. It's pretty intense. I'm going to keep going with these cards here. 8 of Wands upright. Well, the good news is if you fill up your cup emotionally of what you want, you got the arrows of love. This is like, why don't you go fucking to where you really want to go? I feel like you're not going where you want to go. You're going the opposite place. It's like, welcome to hell. Here's the door. Okay, I'm going to keep going that way like a little fucking dog. Like, no, like don't go that way. Don't fall for the little treats that are going that way. Here's love and the ultimate emotional happiness. Oh, I don't know. Should I go there? Fuck yeah, go over there. Come on, Gemini. You got 7 of Swords. What is that coming up with? You got the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. Gee, many Christmas. I know they may feel stupid about feeling lied to in yourself or lied to as well, and it's a combo of both. But I think at the same time that it's like, it's time for you to stop this whole entire keeping the mill running of this same situation going. You are in a situation that it is not good. I am sorry to say it's just continually running the same gamut of crap and crap and crap and crap and crap. And you got to get this thing off the conveyor belt. Like, you need to call Ford Motor Company and say, we're done with this car. Can you please scrap the car? Like, can you be done with it and get it off the assembly line? And you need to go to what you really love and go build what you really want in your life and fill yourself up with the emotions that you really want. Because I feel like you are missing out on so much, especially the real world that you really want to have and the true emotions that you want to feel. But you know what? There's a lot of subconscious truths that you need to reveal too about what you really want in your life. I feel like you know what you really want in your life and you are so afraid to go for it. You are so afraid to talk about it. You are so afraid to do something about it, and you're sitting with the bullshit instead. Oh my God, it must smell. Do you need me to get you some fucking blue fucking cleaner fucking out of my RV for you and blue shit all over it in the fucking outhouse for you? You got the 6 house routine. Oh my God. This is the most boring card in the deck. So you are in a boring fucking situation. You are in a bullshit routine, day-to-day life, fucking blah, 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 blah. And maybe you felt good really at first. Like, oh my God, it's so great. Like, we're on a routine. It's boring. It's boring, but then the other part of this would be, why don't you have the routine of the happiness, the emotions that you want? That's a routine, not the way that we live our life and that idea of routine. Like, I got to go to yoga class at 8 in the morning and watch the fucking video in the morning because I can't go to the class anymore in COVID world. Like, it's not that. It's that you're in a routine of endless boringness and not getting the emotions you want. You should make the routine like, I want to be in a routine where I'm getting what I want emotionally in my life, because you're missing a lot of the emotional situations here. When it comes to your sexy time card, this is going to be interesting with this boring life. I think either A, it's going to be like more boring, or B, it's going to be like crazy off the wall fucking shit. Like, I feel like Gemini's ready to pounce the fucking, like, I don't know. They're like little tigers fucking ready to fucking jump out like of cereal boxes and shit. Wow, you got the 6 of Cups. Well, you're definitely looking for that emotional, beautiful place. There's a lot of grace with it. I wouldn't say it's boring. I would say that you're looking for the dreamy, emotional, safe place that makes you feel good. I mean, it is a card of memories too. So, it's almost kind of like, you know, what's going to be a good memory that's everlasting? I feel like that what you're in right now, it's not creating any memories. And I feel like when it comes to either your sexy time or just your overall romantic situations right now, you're dealing with things that aren't memories worth keeping. You know, they're memories that it's okay to delete them in the trash bin, or you know what, at the end of the day, even if you made a photo book of it, they'll probably end up in the bottom of a box somewhere and you won't ever open it up again. You got Jupiter in the 12th house in Gemini. Wow. I mean, if divine intervention is not trying to happen in your life right now, it is. This is about looking into your past and what you fucked up with and trying to overcome a lot of these things and seeing the positive, and especially with Jupiter and Gemini, understanding what you want and not getting delusional about like, what are your setbacks? What are your holdbacks for what you really want? You have a doorway opening here for you to finally get what you want again, but you got to clear out all the gunk and you got to get rid of the stories and the spiritual bullshit that you keep blocking yourself with. There's also in the astrology. You should watch highvibe.tv for your sun sign horoscope.
That was good. That was a nice plug right there. That's good. Yeah, and you can't feed into it, you know. Can't feed into the suppression of yourself, or the deception, the lies that you're telling yourself. You need to be able to express yourself fully. You need to get back in touch with that emotional state, that healthy one, though. You know, sometimes we get lost inside that toxic bullshit that's just going inside our mind, you know, and then it feeds into our heart, feeds into the rest of our body, and by the end of the day, we're just out. You know, we take ourselves out of the game. We need to be a player in it. You need to be cognitive. You need to be able to express yourself without getting lost in the emotions. Get back in touch with what it is that actually makes you happy. Don't get stuck of what it is, what your fears are. Maybe you should suppress that shit and just wash it all away. Okay? Take that, tuck it into a little ball, throw that shit right into the trash. Okay? You don't need it in your life. You don't need the worries. You don't need the doubt. Okay, focus on the happiness. That'll get you out of the funk. Go with it.
Yeah, because they're not even listening to funk music, you know, try to dance to funk music, but really, you know, it's like static polka. So, I feel like you bring up a good point. It's like get back to the happiness and just get back to the simple things. But I feel like with Geminis, and I'm just going to use astrology here because this is going to help them. Jupiter, Saturn, the Sun, and Mercury all in your 9th house. It's your beliefs. You are in these weird beliefs like, maybe should I do this? Can I do this? Am I not? You're in your opposite house for the next year with Jupiter and for the next 2 years for Saturn. So you know, you're not a belief person. Go off what's stimulating and exciting, but you have now created all these beliefs of all these crazy things like I must do this and it must be looking like that and it must. You're fucking yourself up. You're probably looking at the person right now, and even if they're watching with you and you're like, what the fuck, right there, you should tell them right now, look at them and go, what the fuck, how did I end up with you? I'll get a lot of fucking hate mail from that one, but I don't give a fuck. Oh, well, Leo. I guess the universe knew I was smoking a cigarette and fucking Leo popped up. Well, I know that Leo's energetically, what are we feeling? You know what, Leo, we're going back to the gold since we're in our opposite time of Aquarius, which does not know shit about gold. Sorry to say. You know what Aquarius knows about? Do you know, Craig? Huh? Do you know what Aquarius knows that Leo doesn't know? Because Leo knows about gold. What do you think Aquarius knows about?
Leo knows gold. Some pyrite.
That's actually pretty good guess. I would actually include that one in there. Sorry, I'm fucking smoking like I'm Denzel Washington in fucking Training Day. You know? But I'm giving the Leos back to the gold. You know why? Because we're the only ones left fucking on the planet that are still seeing all the gold shit and then going like, what the fuck is going on with everybody stuck in this lead shit? Because lead is Capricorn and Aquarius with Saturn at the bottom. Lead! And they're trying to turn lead into gold. Sorry, it's not the same shit. It's boring. It's dull. It's energetically not that great. Or rocks off fucking the moon or something.
Some moon rocks?
Not those kind of moon rocks. Cold asteroid rocks. of lead.
Some Armageddon.
Gold
type
is
shit.
warm. Gold is inviting. So, Leos, I get it. We're in a world where this is the opposite world of our lives. So, the whole world turned to a shit show. Everybody's fucking complaining about everything and nobody knows how to enjoy life. Everybody's afraid to fucking get next to everybody. Everybody's afraid of the world. Everybody's afraid of this. Everybody's like, oh my God. Everybody's looking to fucking some fucking shot to save the day. Yeah. Really gonna work. You know what I mean? So, let's see, Leo, what's going on with your love life this week with some gold? First card that we got here is the Four of Pentacles upright. It's a good card. Fucking, let's see about that. The challenge card here is the Ten of Cups reversed. Okay. The overall card here is the King of Swords reversed. And the way to get through the challenge is the Page of Cups reversed. Okay. So, Four of Pentacles. This is Leo wanting to have the best. It's so funny. I was mentioning gold. Look at the gold coin. The Four of Pentacles is always the person that's holding that gold coin and doesn't want to let it go. Leo, you're looking for the ultimate gold, okay, in your life. But the challenge here is the Ten of Cups reversed. It feels like, okay, I'm looking for the ultimate. This is the dream card of the fantasy of the love story card, but it's reversed. It's like the challenge feels like, well, I'm looking for the gold, but is it all going to turn out that way? I don't know. Like, it's all reversed. I don't know. So there's like this kind of feeling like I'm looking for the best and the ultimate here, and can I find that? And then boom, look at that. That like major card here that's our overall is the King of Swords reversed. You know what? You don't understand at this moment what the fuck that even looks like. So I think that it's like more about, you know, keep focusing on what you want and keep just going about it, because I feel like you're not going to be able to figure it out. This is not something that you try to use your mind to figure out. But with the Page of Cups reversed as this way to get through this Ten of Cups, you're looking maybe for too much of like this positive messaging or this like really easy messaging to come, and also this really kind of like easygoing vibe. And, you know, like maybe that's twisting it, because it's like maybe you need to see that the overall picture is not based upon when one little thing goes wrong or one little thing doesn't go the way that you want to. And I think that that's going to be the important thing to pay attention to as I look at that. The reason why that Four of Cups came, and it's time for some zombie here. Fucking, why did that Pentacles come? Of what are you holding on to that you want the most? The Six of Cups reversed. You're holding on to, you know, old memories of how love should be or how it should look, but maybe that's not where it's at anymore. It's like, you know, those are old memories too. So it could be attached to the old way that things used to be, so easygoing. And I'll be honest, we're not in our normal world, Leo. We're all fucking in the weirdest world ever. And you know, I'll be honest, every other sign can deal with it. Leos, we don't. We are like looking at this world going like, these people are fucking clueless and stupid. So, you know, I think that, you know, Leo, we're going to have to be a little bit more understanding that we just can't keep looking at our life in the golden castle of love and feel that, you know, it only can look that one way. The castle can change. It can look different. The reason why that King of Swords in reverse came because of the Eight of Pentacles. So, yeah, I think that right now it's like there's no way to know what it looks like. You know, it feels like you don't have the talent and skill to even understand how it would look at this moment. It feels like there's a lot of training to kind of figure out. There's a lot of work to do, and that doesn't make you feel good. So I'd say overall, this feels like it's very difficult to try and maintain the line of understanding the work that has to be done and understanding to how to keep the value of what you want. But if it gets to a point to where it's like, it just feels like there's just no way, there's a lot of reversals. There's a lot of the inside for you that there's only one card upright, and it's just, you know, that ultimate that you want. And if it just continues to not show up that way in your life this week, or you're dealing with people who really aren't clear on the intention, or they don't show up in a positive way, it's going to just tarnish. It feels tarnished, and it's going to be very hard to untarnish something, but, you know, give it a try. You're going to have to give it a try. The overall card here is Jupiter return. There's benefits. So this is going to be like where there's a lot of benefits to look at, and maybe instead of the tarnish. But it also could mean the benefits of, I mean, Jupiter is in Aquarius, right? Like it is about, you know, connecting to the ultimate connection in the universe that you want, Leo. Sexy time card comes in, and that's kind of interesting. I almost feel like another card's coming. Jupiter. That's kind of interesting. The Jupiter return card with Page of Cups. That's so weird. We got Page of Cups reversed and then Page of Cups. So this is kind of interesting. It's like, oh man, it's like, you know, Page of Cups likes to have a good time, and I think that that's the main thing. Your benefits are for people that want to have a good time. And I feel that anything that feels tarnished is like they don't want to have a good time. They don't know how to have a good time. They take things too seriously. That would be it. Too seriously. Because 10 of Cups only wants to go to, let's get married, let's have kids, and let's go to the ultimate thing. And I feel like with that reverse as your challenge, and with the Page of Cups reversed, it's like, anybody who's really not wanting to fucking have the best time of all time and go to the ultimate fucking goal and go all the way in, like with this Jupiter return benefits cards as your overall with Page of Cups, they better be exciting, loving, and happy and easygoing and fucking fuck yeah. Because that Four of Pentacles is the fucking center of this reading. Don't fucking give away your Bitcoin. You know what I mean? I've got a couple Bitcoins. I'm not getting rid of them. You know what I mean? Sexy time card that comes up for you, Leo, is the Four of Swords in reversed. So that comfortable place, that place of solace that you find, that's almost like a turnoff in many ways. I feel like for you, it's like, you know, and she's smoking a cigarette out of her fucking, you know what, in reversed. And it is kind of weird. It's almost like you're looking for excitement and fun in even the weirdest ways. Your astro dice are Jupiter in the 6th in Sag. Well, this is expanding your story. This is expanding the day-to-day reality of the life that you want. And there's a lot of good luck. Jupiter in Sag is at its home sign in the 6th house. This means that the story of the reality that you want and somebody else wants has to be on the same page. If those stories are not matching, it's not going to be the story. You know, it's like I said, I think that the little kid in Neverending Story is the most boring kid to watch. He ruins the movie for me. But if another person read that story, might like it a lot more.
Yeah, it's interesting that you brought up the rewriting of your story, because that's kind of what I was topping on. It's rewriting that story from the inside, you know, leading by example and being that guiding light for those that may be lost. Be guiding light for those that are maybe trying to find themselves through this craziness, you know, leading by example and just shining that brightness, showing everybody that it is capable, you know, of getting what you want in these times, showing everybody that what it is that you desire is actually attainable. If you put that force behind it, if you put that love and that light behind it, you can go and get it, no doubt. But you have to actually put that force, you have to actually put that energetic in there, and you got to show it. You got to shine it out into the universe.
You gotta shine it. Shine it like shining the shoes.
Shine it bright.
What do we got here?
Blinding light.
We got Capricorns. Cappies. That's number 5. 7 after this left. All right, Capricorn. Let's see what's going on with your love life right now. Hope you had a good birthday. It's over now. Hope you had a good birthday, though. First card that you got for this week, you got the 3 of Wands upright. Ooh, that's a great card. Fucking 6 of Pentacles reversed. That sucks. I don't like that card. I mean, you guys all know that's one of the worst cards, I think, in love readings, but it's in your challenge position. High Priestess reversed is your overall. Oof. Uh-oh. How do you get through that? The Star card. Okay. Look at this. You know that there's a better story for you, a whole new adventure in your life, and you know that you're in a challenging position because you don't feel like you're being treated fairly. And I think that you need to open up new doors. You need to let new doors open, let new things in. It almost feels like you're being used. You got the High Priestess reversed as your overall. Your guides are telling you a story and you're not listening. It's like they're telling you for a better story, but I don't know, you're attached to this kind of like, you kind of like being in a position to where you're in the control of being able to choose and pick what you're putting in and what you're putting out, or you like to be in a place where you've got the power, like either I take care of the rent, or I take care of this, or I take care of when the person can come over and stuff like that. That's not gonna fucking bring you shit. It's time for you to go on a fucking wild ride, a wild, exciting new journey. This is new journeys. This is the new roads. You get the Star card to get through it, which is a whole new energy. And look at that Star card. They're having a good time. Not only is he fucking grabbing her butt, they're fucking having a wonderful time. So, but it's a fresh new start energy. And I feel like Capricorns have been like having really big trouble getting rid of these really stupid situations that I feel like honestly are very unfair. And you feel like it's like, what the fuck am I doing? Like in this exchange or non-exchange, like you're avoiding exchange and you're avoiding like the vulnerability of like listening to your soul. Why'd you get that 3 of Wands? Why'd you get this ultimate journey that's coming up? Well, you got the 8 of Cups upright. Well, it's time to move on to the 8 of Cups is the cup of moving on. Like, I'm done with this. I'm moving on. I'm out. Somebody's out or you're out. One of the two. And there's a new journey, though, so don't worry. If they're out, say, fuck you. And exactly, I'm going to have a great time. Or if you're out, you're like, fuck you. I'm going to go have a great time. I mean, it works out both ways. The High Priestess card, you did get the 5 of Swords. You know what? It is like, you know what? You need to try a little bit harder and listen to the magical life and listen to that crystal ball from the universe and especially from the High Priestess. Like, you need to try harder listening to what your intuition's saying, because I feel like you're denying your intuition completely. Your intuition's saying, don't do this or do this. And you're just like, okay, I'm going to do the opposite of what my intuition says. And I'm going to try and just keep my control of this whole thing. No, that's not working anymore. Not working. Your overall card that you got is the Sagittarius card. Time for a big adventure. Time to go see the world. Time to expand. Time to see what's more beneficial in your life. And you know it, Capricorn. You know it. You're complaining about it all the time. But you're the one that's holding yourself from that journey and that belief of what you really want. Your sexy time card that you did get. And I will do a little boom, little fucking, how about that again? Or how about like, oh, look what fell out. Look what fell out. Let's see what fell out. The Knight of Pentacles. Well, you're looking for something that's a lot more smooth operator. You ready for that smooth skin, that better life, and to keep this new sexy time going? I feel like, you know what? Life moves on, and so does sexual energy. And if it's not moving on and it's stopped, there's a problem. It's time for you to go see where the smooth silkiness is. Your astro dice are. You did get the first house Saturn with Aquarius. It's time for you to put your own self first again and disconnect from things that you don't want. Pretty fucking simple.
Hey, you can't be sitting there waiting in loveless waters. You know, you're just going to drown in your own sorrow. You're just going to drown in an unpassioned life. And
what about drowning in passion?
What is the point of even existing if you don't have passion to go? What's the point of even being in a relationship if there's no love, if there's no lust, if there's no actual real attraction to keep you going? You know, it's time to move on if that's gone. And you know when it's gone, if you don't get that hot, fiery passion bubbling up from the inside, just spilling out everywhere into the streets, in the car, in the sheets, whatever it is that you need. But you got to be aware of it. And when the time is time, you got to call it. Call that game. Call that timeout. Pull yourself out.
Well, in Capricorn, you rule the skin. So either Capricorns have the most beautiful skin you've ever seen in their life, or it's like fucking, you know, like a boat full of rubber dog shit from Hong Kong. And it's rough as fuck. So you need the silky smooth now. Maybe you have rough skin. Some Capricorns have rough skin and you need somebody who's silky smooth. Or maybe your partner has gotten to where it's not that silky smooth anymore and you're feeling all the bumps. The bumps in the road. Or maybe they haven't tried shaving in a long time. Or they don't cut their hair or something. I don't know. Something's going on though that needs more silk and more smooth and more of that. And Cappy, you're missing out on that one. Or you can just keep rubbing on the bumps all day. It feels really good. We got the Aquarians next. It's their birthdays. Happy birthday, Aquarius. Craig's going to jump out of a cake naked for you right now. So let's set up the cue right now. Happy birthday to Aquarius. I got Craig to jump out of the cake naked for you.
Yeah, I'm naked over here. Naked time. Just kidding.
All right. Aquarius, happy birthday. It's a big week for you. It's your birthday. It's your birthday.
Birthday suits.
And we're going to find out if your love story gets any
everybody.
better. I think last week was pretty damn shitty.
Everybody take your clothes off. We're having a birthday party.
Well, you know, you take the clothes off in Aquarius, you know what you get? An alien on a spaceship that's ready to fucking put
Alien.
all of its eggs all over you and hatch aliens inside your stomach.
Well, maybe that's
All right.
what the next
Let's
generation
see what's going on with Aquarius. The Chariot comes up. All right. And that's not any old Chariot. This deck has the Chariot with Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Time to get on Rainbow Road if you are playing Nintendo Super Mario Kart. You got Knight of Wands reversed as your challenge. Uh-oh. What? You got the overall, the Four of Wands. Oh, shit. The marriage card's coming up. Ooh. And you did get the Hermit. Oh no, the crotchety card is how you gotta be crotchety this week. We're gonna start with that first. Okay, Aquarius, time to be crotchety. Time to be crotchety, and I'm actually advocating crotchety. You have got to realize that anything that is not on the ultimate road of the Rainbow Road of the ultimate new highway of fuck yeah. And your challenge is that you have jumped into situations that no longer are jumping forward. This little guy is riding a tricycle, okay? And it's reversed. Do you feel like it looks like you're hunched over taking a shit on a tricycle right now? And to love, you need to be the hermit and be like, you know what? I'm pulling myself out of this shit and I'm crotchety. I do not want to I would be crotchety with my crotch on a tricycle. I would be crotchety. Especially having to hold balloons with it too. Fuck that. I think that you're in an ultimate fuck that because you know what? You know where the ultimate celebration is. That car could be on fire, baby. You could have some fire right now, Aquarius. But what are you fucking doing? You have lost your way. Because you know why? You know what you're doing? You've jumped in or you're not jumping in. You're just in stupid situations where you're just like, you need to be more crotchety and be like, you know what? I don't want to fucking do this. I don't want to do this. And see if the partner changes or the people that you go after. You need to fucking go to the ones that are fucking on the super highway that are wanting to give you what you really want. You could even be in a marriage and fucking, you know what? There's some fucking issues there. Fucking especially, it looks like your partner's fucking on a tricycle, fucking crotch down. Looks like they fucking, you know what? They need hemorrhoid cream. Big time. Whoa. Be crotchety for what you want. Might turn that other person on. I don't even know, to be honest with you. It's like, you know, I think that would be sexy if somebody was crotchety, like, I'm so sick of what I fucking have, but I fucking want you. I'm crotchety. I want you. Okay, fuck yeah. Okay, let's do it. Chariot card popped up. You got the 8 of Swords in reverse. Holy shit. You need to move into new situations or move on from a situation that is not making you feel good because you are getting out of toxicity and you are moving into plur life. Now, it's time for that plur life to happen because you are just stuck in some toxic shit that you need to get out of. And you've known it. It's been gathering for so long that the sewers have literally started to make not only the neighbors, but surrounding cities smell that shit. You got the 10 of Swords. Wow. This is your problem. You keep trying to make something a celebration over and over and over again. That's not a celebration anymore. And I feel like this could just be Aquarians that are just on their own and just not willing to step into life. And that's creating this toxicity. You know, you want companionship, you know, you want depth, you know, you want all these powerful celebration things. Well, why are you not jumping into things, or why are you jumping into things that, you know what, you don't even want to jump into, and you're still in there and you're still hanging in there? There's a whole new story trying to get you out of the toxic place. I think it's a positive reading overall so far. And you got Cancer. I feel it. You know what? You got to go for what your feelings really want and start to get to the emotional nature of where you really want to be, but not be a caretaker. That's the shadow part of Cancer. You know, it's like, I think that for you, it's about putting that foundation. It also is dealing with your home life too. If you have some home life situations going on, it better feel good. Also, if you don't even like, if it feels like, you know, you're having to like, I'll be honest, because Cancer deals with the, you know, being in bed and stuff. Like, I feel like if it just feels like, you know, you don't even want to be next to the person in bed, or your bed's empty and you're not going after anybody, there's a problem. And I think that you have to fix that shit. Aquarius, it's your birthday. Man, but you got Sun and Saturn this week, so you want to make it a boring birthday, or do you want to make it fucking achieving what you really want for your birthday? It's up to you, or you're going to just deal with shit. Your sexy time card is the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. You're putting in a bunch of energy sexually, and you're not getting anything back in return. You know, that's like giving somebody so much for fucking 50 minutes straight and not getting there. They're not having an orgasm, or you're not having an orgasm, and you're going to have to find out why is that situation. Because either A, they're blocked, or you're blocked, and you're going to have to deal with it this week. Where are you not investing? Or where are you putting in all this work and not getting anything in return sexually and energetically? Maybe you're not trying at all, or maybe you're putting everything into somebody who's not good, or maybe they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And you're going to have to like come to that fucking truth. You got Venus in the second house of Sag. You know what? This is very simple. You can have the most amazing, better story in your life, but you have to know your value, and you better not sell yourself short anymore because you're selling yourself short. Short sale.
I think that there was maybe like an initial desire that they got wrapped up in, thought that this relationship, thought that maybe just this partner was going to pan out to something that it's actually not. And there was just that initial spark. There was that initial desire that kind of got you wrapped into it. But as the days go on, maybe that boredom setting in, maybe it's that realization that this person is not actually who you thought it was, and that this partnership is not actually going to be worth it in the long run. So it's kind of having to pull yourself back and saying, okay, I need to reassess this situation. I need to reassess how I'm feeling because I know that something's off. I know that something's not working. Is it me? Is it them? Is it both of us together? It's that reality that we all have to face at some point, and kind of pulling ourselves back once again and saying, okay, I need to look at it from a clean picture. Am I really fully into it? I'm not. I'm pulling out.
Well, yeah, you don't want to fucking come in that thing and fucking get pregnant. But
no.
I would say this. Aquarius, you're afraid to rebel. You're afraid to get back to who you are. Don't be afraid to rebel. You're an Aquarius. A Leo is telling you to be an Aquarius. There's a problem with that. Trust me, I've had plenty of Aquariuses tell me how to live my life like an Aquarius. I'm telling you to live your life as an Aquarius. I'm not telling you to live like a Leo. I'm telling you to live like a fucking Aquarius. I know you all try to tell me to be more understanding of the community and how everybody is and da 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 da. I'm a fucking Leo. So I'm just trying to tell you, fucking Aquarius, be yourself, be rebellious, fucking do what you really want. Stop fucking, oh my God. You know what? You need to fucking go watch Jennifer Aniston and how she lived. And she got out when she didn't want to. She was hard to get, fucking, but at the same time, fucking, she was a hard one to get. Fucking, she didn't do shit she didn't want to do. Cancers. Who's another Aquarius? Well, it's kind of hard because I've watched a lot of Aquarius as just being a celebrity astrologer up until COVID world. It was like I always looked at Aquarius relationships and that I was doing celebrities for, and I was like, oh man, like why do you keep doing these like weird, stupid things? They continue to do them right now. It's like they know exactly what they really want, but they go for like the stupid things and the boring things, and they just stick around. It's like a waste of fucking time. All right, Cancer, let's see what we're doing for you this week. I feel like Cancers are going to get a little Edgar Allan Poe. A little Edgar Allan Poe action. What does Mr. Edgar Allan Poe tarot have to say for the Cancers this week? Cancer, 8th house transit. Wow, you're in the Scorpio world now. Welcome
to the Thunderdome.
Your first card here is the Magician card upright. That's super good. Here, your challenge card is the World card reversed. Interesting. Your overall card here is the 4 of Cups in reverse. And your way that you're going to get through that this week, your challenge is the 9 of Pentacles. All right. This looks pretty good. You got this Magician card up right here. This is like the magical story that you have to step into it yourself, though. The Magician understands that you are the conduit from the universe down to this reality and that you are the bridge there. And I think that you have to understand, like, you can have the magic of your life. It's time to bring that magic, especially in this deck. It's got the crow that's coming out too, right? It's like full flown, like boom, it's ready to come. But what's the interesting part, the challenge here, when we have the World card in reverse is either A, it's like the world's going to have to change, right? Like the World card in reverse is like too afraid to change the world. Either A, the partner's afraid to change the world, or you're afraid to change the world, or that's the situation at hand. There's a world that's trying to turn and it's not turning, and that's the issue. When the overall here is the 4 of Cups reversed. Now this is a weird card because this is a card where it's like God gives a gift and then you're like, I don't want it. But when it's in reverse, it's almost like there's a gift there that you don't see. It's like, oh my God, God already gave a gift. I didn't know I had one. It's like the Christmas gift that's behind the fucking tree that you didn't know about. That was the good gift, right? So I feel like, overall, it's like there's a great gift for you to look at and see. And the way to understand how this world turns is Nine of Pentacles, right? She gets everything she wants in her life through her beauty, through her energy of just beauty itself brings the world to her. So I think that for you, it's like realizing that your world and the world that you want, or the issue you're dealing with in a relationship with the world, it's like stepping into it with your full beauty, with all of your grace, with all your best energy that you got to attract to all of it, and realizing that only the best world is the one that you want instead of like the shitty world, right? Because it's like, it would be counterintuitive to use all this magic energy to go build a shitty world or continue a shitty world. Something has to change. The world needs to turn upside down for you, Cancer. And that's what you have to do. Like, it's like, if you're going to use magic, don't use it on doing the same thing that's shitty. Like, use it on something magical and see that there's a gift that you can't see that's fucking right there. And it's about the world. Why'd you get that Magician card? You got the Nine of Pentacles again. Jeez, if you get 3 Nine of Pentacles in a row, that'll be a first. And that's like a royal flush in tarot. Your vanity, your self-worth, look at this. She's walking around with a poodle with her fucking hair done, like ready to go on the red carpet. She's fucking out there, fucking all the ships out at sea are like, hey, hello, I'll turn my ship around for you. Your beauty and your vanity is everything to get you through, and also knowing it, right? Like, are you going to go with energy that like doesn't fucking, that I'll be honest with you. This is like Cancer's dealing with ugly people that you need to like find, are they hot? Like, where are you attracted to? I feel like this is like relationship cancers. Relationship cancers are with people they're not attracted to. And then people that are single cancers, like they know their attraction. And it's like, go show it more and you'll see the most amazing magical world of your life. It'll just draw into you magically. And why? You pulled the Magician again. You got 2 Magicians and you got 2 Nine of Pentacles. The Magician, vanity woman. Holy shit. Wow. You didn't get a royal flush, but you got a full house pretty much here. Because you got that world card that would be, well, I think the world card can be like it could be kind of like a, I don't know.
Like a Deuces Wild type
of situation? Yeah, I would just say like, it could be a wild card. Your overall card that you got here is the Void Off Course Moon missing. Something's emotionally missing. Something's off course here emotionally for you. I would say that it's the ultimate stepping into magic of the beauty, the magic of the beauty, the Magician. So it's missing when you're not in your magic. It's missing when you're not in your full, fuck yeah, I can attract what I want. It's about learning attraction with magic. And when it comes to your sexy and it's also, if you're in a relationship and it's not attractive and it's not magical and you're continuing to think that you could change the Magician and change the fucking vanity of it, like, oh, maybe he'll look better if I fucking put a hat on him to hide his fucking bald spot, and I'll fucking give him a fucking, I don't know, I'll give him a vegan chicken nugget. Maybe he'll lose that fucking beer belly. How many times did you try that one, Cancer? King of Swords in reverse. Well, I think, you know what? When it comes to your sexual life, you know what? King of Swords doesn't understand where everything's going. And you know what? It might feel stupid, but it's like, you know what? At the same time, it's like, who cares about understanding how the sex life should look, or, being empowered of exactly knowing what to do in bed or whatever. In many ways, I feel like it's like, let the vanity and the magic and the beauty take over. And I don't know. I think that you don't need to understand what to do or how to do it or when to do it or what to do. It's just like, I think that you are here trying to figure out to get rid of this weird little void energy that's missing and get rid of that. And sometimes, if you know what, King of Swords is cold. So it's like, if you're going to be cold, you're not going to be attractive sexually, or you're not going to be attracting anything sexually, or they're not attractive sexually if they're cold to you. That's what that card really means. Or if it's too talked about, not physically done. 11th house, Pisces, Uranus. Well, wow, this is a great kind of energy here. This is definitely the world, Uranus, 11th house in Pisces. Your magic, that's exactly what the Magician's cards and the fucking world card would be. Are you ready to go create your magical life? It's going to take having to let go of a magical life that maybe was once magical but isn't anymore. It's time to innovate the reality in the world and go to a much more magical place. And also, it is a let go of a world that is forcing you to move into a new world, an alternate universe.
Yeah, because at some
I
point,
have to pee. So tell me about magical universes. And because Cancers are learning about how to be a Scorpio, how does a Scorpio create a magical world?
Well, it comes down to the embracing of oneself and one's true desires, not necessarily shying away from them. You can't just kind of put them onto the back burner. You have to actually be able to feel them. You have to actually be able to represent them in everything that you do. And that's with your partner. That's with yourself as well. The time that you spend by yourself is going to build on that character. The time that you spend by yourself is going to be able to compound, the confidence in what it is, the message that you're trying to get out, the message that you have within inside yourself, what it is that you're actually looking for. It's kind of easy to just brush off certain situations and say, okay, no, that necessarily wasn't that important, or this person wasn't important in my life, but they all teach us a lesson. But are we going to actually learn from it? Or are we just going to kind of say, okay, that was just, let's chalk that one up to the universe. They were brought into my life for no apparent reason. I learned no lessons from it. And that would be a lie. Okay, that would be doing a disjustice for yourself or injustice for yourself. Not being able to actually comprehend what your desires are. Maybe you're dreaming about them. Maybe you're having a recurring dream fully and it's getting a little too wild for your own likings. Okay. You should embrace that. You should write that down. Maybe start a little journal of your desires. What it is that you actually want out of these relationships. What it is that's actually going to get you going fully and take you to the next level. Because a mediocre love is not going to be beneficial for you. That's not what we're actually here to do. Just kind of sit within inside ourselves, to kind of sit and say, okay, yeah, I've made it. I have this nice individual by me. I'm a nice person. Everything's nice and lovely. Rainbows, clouds. Sometimes it rains, sometimes it doesn't. But what it is that's actually going to get you fully wet is what you need to go and do. Right, Mr. Palmer? What gets you fully wet is what you need to go and do.
I have to say something, because one of your fellow Scorpios this weekend, did you see, was doing this?
Well, Corn Pop was a bad dude, so what do you expect? Oh, my girl Hill Dog came back into the news also, so, it's a good day. She knows what gets her wet. She knows. Hill Dog don't fuck around. You stroking out back there?
I don't know. It's a Scorpio.
I don't know.
Hey, I'm going to accept that Scorpio as my president. I'm not going to do the whole not my president bullshit.
Well, there we go. So what gets you wet is the moral of the story. Find that out.
What gets me wet is people who are fucking real and don't try and be like 4 years ago, not my president. Do you think I'm going to fucking go, not my president? You think that's going to bring unity? No matter what the fuck happens here, at the end of the day, I'll accept anything fucking the way that it is in life and fucking give love to it or whatever. But I will still make jokes about it. Like, the motherfucker can't even fucking figure out where the fucking pen and paper are, or the folder, and looks like he doesn't know where he's going. But I'll accept him. That's my president. I'm not going to do the whole, not my president. You know how many people did that 4 years ago? I'm moving out of the country. None of them did. You know what gets me wet? The people that fucking didn't say that shit 4 years ago and then have the balls to fucking be honest and still not fucking say it now.
Well, there we go.
That's fucking the deepest truth bomb I could ever fucking drop right now, and calls out so many people. Anybody who fucking put not my president, honestly, now you're going to expect everybody else to fucking not say that, right? Look at the fucking hypocrisy in that shit. Virgo. I just thought of that. That hasn't been said anywhere in the media. And I called that shit out 4 years ago. I'm like, people saying not my president right now, you're just going to the whole next 4 years fucking hate your life and hate everything that person does. I never show that in any president. If whoever is the president, I'm an American. I'm going to show up. I'm going to have an American flag. that's going to be the president. That's the president. And even if I disagree with things or anything or whatever, my main thing, it's not about even policy as much as it is about, like, I'm a little nervous of a guy who can't walk around and know where the fuck he's walking and fucking know if it's a pen or a paper or whatever. That's it. That's the only thing that worries me. But I'm still going to say that's my president, and I'll fucking rock it. I'll be like, you know what? Maybe that's a new trend. Maybe, you know what? Maybe that's like the new thing. We went from, like, you know, like that ramp to, like, you know, like we're all going to be like a little John Travolta, like in Pulp Fiction. Like, that's the way it is. That's the way it is. All right, Virgo, let's see what's going on for you and your cards and your love story this week. I know Virgos wouldn't look at things that way. They'd be like, fucking, get that pen and paper going. Right, it's right there. Go over there. You pulled the King of Wands reversed. Ooh, Virgo. Oh, no. Your challenge is the Ten of Pentacles. Oh, no. Virgos. You have the Two of Pentacles as your overall. And your challenge here is, I'm shuffling. Don't try and think, oh, is he not shuffling? Oh, my God. Seven of Wands reversed. So, number one, King of Wands reversed feels like you're really dumb right now in love. It feels like you're not really on that big white rock on a hill that we call the White House. You know, it just definitely doesn't feel... That's a joke from the 80s from a crackhead. Like, it just looks like a big old rock on a hill. Bringing back the old shit. Anyway, it just feels like you feel stupid in love. And I think it's because I think your challenge is you don't know where anything's being built or going right now. You might feel like, you know, it doesn't feel very Brady Bunch. I'm looking at the Ten of Pentacles now as the Brady Bunch card, right? It's like, okay, got the house, everybody's in it, everything, or Home Alone, like when everybody's home. But you might feel home alone. That you might feel like, what the fuck? I don't know where I'm going. I don't know why I put all this. You might feel like, where is my relationship going? Or I feel stupid. And it's not building anything. And the Two of Pentacles is juggling. It's like somebody's juggling you around a lot, or you are juggling, and both are juggling a lot around. It feels it feels like the seas are going all over the place. And then, of course, your way through this is the Seven of Wands reversed, which is, I'm going to be honest with you, this is kind of a rough reading, just in the sense that Seven of Wands reversed means pull out of fighting for somebody so hard that is not building the Brady Bunch life with you, or not building that fucking castle that's going to hold all the greatness. And don't be stupid. Accept stupidness. And stupidness is doing things that are not for the love that you really want in your life and continuing to go down that road. It's okay to accept that we do stupid things. That's actually not being stupid. Being stupid is continuing to know you're doing stupid things and continuing to do them. At least I think that you're at a point this week where you're like, why am I going after this person who keeps juggling and who is not going to be able to build? I feel like it's also somebody who is having money problems that is fucking not revealing it too. And you're fighting for them and being like, you got it, babe. Oh my God, I know you can do this. And it's like, oh, I can't. Damn, that's some deep truth. Or it's like somebody who's lied and said they got all this shit. Like, really, it's a rental car, not a real car. It's not under their name. Really, it's like, you know, oh, yeah, I got all this crypto. I got all this money. And it's like fucking, oh, I showed my dad's fucking statement. Page of Pentacles with that King of Wands. You know what? This can mean two things. This is two stories. Somebody's showing up with an offer to you that's fraudulent. They're not able to hold the love, and they're all about the money, and it's not even all their money. Two, you realize you're stupid and you're ready to make an offer to people that come from a place of like, I just want genuine love. It's not even about what's building or anything. Because I feel like with this shuffling energy that you got the Moon card reversed. It's you know what it is this is like where your emotions have been so, I think, compassionate in holding this emotion for this person or somebody here. But this also means that somebody's juggling and not revealing their emotions. And then I think that could be you too. But I feel like there's a couple stories here, but both are leading towards, why don't you walk towards real love, not through physical aspects or emotional safety aspects, and anything where there's a lot of shuffling going on, or a lot of juggling going on, or a lot of energy where they're not willing to fight for it. Especially, Seven of Wands is like, I will fight for this person no matter what. Even if the mom is like, I don't like him or I don't like her, that you're like, no, you will like them because of this. You know what I mean? That is Seven of Wands. But when it's reversed and the universe is saying that you're already having issues feeling like the foundation and the base aren't really going anywhere, it's like, stop fucking thinking that you're on the high ground when you're on the low ground here. There's better offers for you, is also what the Page of Pentacles says. And I think that you have to be open to that. I know it's not an easy reading. You got the Gemini card. I mean, you definitely need to rethink the environment. You need to look for your twin. I feel like you're not around your twin energy. I feel like you're in a false twin energy, or if you believe in twin flames and you think that you're with your twin flame, I'm here to tell you you're not with your twin flame. And I think that you need to find something much more stimulating and exciting and more in alignment with you, and communicating, because I feel like there's some communication issues going on deeply here, especially subconscious, like suppressed emotional ones that aren't being said. Your sexy time card that you got is the Wheel of Fortune reversed. So if you're going to be controlling in bed, you're not going to have a big O. You're going to miss out on some fortunate things. Let go a little bit more. Jupiter in Libra in the 8th. Woo! I mean, wow. This is time to change relationships and explore more passionate and more truthful ones, and that are really in alignment and much more edgy and much more intense. Awesome.
There's going to be beauty in that exploration. There's going to be beauty, and there's going to be some wildness as well that we need to explore. Maybe you're kind of been holding yourself back and you've been limiting that passion. You've been kind of toning it down because you think maybe that individual that you're with is not ready, or maybe you feel like you're not ready. You feel like you can't fully express yourself and all those desires that you actually want. I'm here to tell you that you are worthy of getting that, and that you can express yourself as long as you have the confidence and the power behind it. Don't just do it with empty shallowness behind it. Do it with the actual passion, that desire that you have within.
Yeah, and that sounds simple, but I feel like for Virgos it can be hard. It's not simple for them. They're very picky.
Yeah, and it takes a bit of vulnerability and letting go of the control aspect.
Yes. Yeah, because 8th house Aries, yeah, but now Virgos are in the story of Aquarius, their 6th house, which it's like the reality needs to change, and the specifics and the criticism needs to change, and it needs to find connection and not all this trying to connect things that don't connect. There's nothing worse than shoving a round hole in a square peg. And for some reason Virgos think that can work. I don't know why. Right now, maybe they're finally realizing that it won't. And I will say, drinking from a little Capri Sun here, getting near the bottom, you need to suck the life for all the juice that it got. And I think that you've done that, but did you pick something that had enough juice in it? Oh, guess who has enough juice in it? Scorpio.
The juice is loose.
Ooh. I mean, I thought you were going to get naked for Aquarius and shit and pull a fucking,
I only get naked.
It is Martin Luther King Day, by the way, It's like...
I only get naked on High Vibe
King, I think of JFK, and I think of, like, how fucked they both got. Like, but they sent such a great message to the world, and I just want to say it. And I mix Martin Luther King in so many of my mixes to, just remind people of just, it's more than just the message that he said, but the embodiment of just stepping forward and owning in a time where a lot of people were afraid to stand up, especially against the senator that he had to go up against. And that was before it went to federal stuff, but he wrote in a prison, and he did a lot, and then he got assassinated, and,
well, there's multiple assassination attempts.
Yeah, but it's just saying that, that guy had more courage and balls than all the people we see in the press today and the media today. And I believe the same with JFK, and JFK brought him into the White House, and I feel like the true civil rights movement was from them too, and there's other people too, but I just feel like he's a staple of an example of how to stand for a message and how to embody it and not be afraid of it, and to really do it through integrity and truth too, though. He was not afraid to spit truth while showing integrity and knowing how to get people from all energies to see that truth, and that's honorable.
Yeah, he knew his power, he knew his message, and we talk about it. When someone has such a strong conviction, such a strong force behind them, it's obviously we fully respect everything that he does, and it's hard not to, even if you were on another side, even if you didn't fully agree with an individual, with the passion, with the thought process behind it, and the time and the effort that an individual puts into their life to change the momentum of the whole entire world, that's gonna always live. Always.
But you know what? It's crazy when you say change the momentum of the world. He was the momentum that the world was wanting to go, and he was the vessel that did it.
Yeah.
And then there's so many people that try to go against that, and I think that you see a lot of common stuff with that right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
People were shaming him a lot back in the day. The ones that get shamed the most and laughed at the most and treated like shit the most are always the ones that are the ones that maybe you should pay more attention to.
Right. Oh, and by the way, they ain't no pie like Scorpio party, baby. MLK Day, baby.
I mean, the MLK thing was good, but I felt like that was kind of weak for Scorpio. Like,
I didn't want to overshine, MLK.
Well, I think that
took
MLK
like a little
would be
momentum.
like, no, shine, baby. That's my whole message, yo.
We took
like,
a little momentum out of that.
I was expecting like juice to fly all over the place, but
juicy.
Hey, Scorpios, that's what Craig set you guys up with. So let's hope you get a good reading. It didn't feel very juicy.
Show it.
Felt like
Juicy.
I used to chew gum back in the day. Juicy fruit didn't last that long. The juice was like 5 chomps. Like, oh, this is good, and then it was just like I'm chewing on. I don't even know.
Cardboard.
Gum?
Thick
No
ass,
flavor?
flavorless cardboard.
Flavorless calamari that is from 3 years ago, left at the bottom of a ship that Brandy serves her whiskey and wine.
I want some fresh coconut shrimp.
If people understand that.
Some coconut shrimp.
They say, Brandy, she's a fine girl. What a good wife you would be if you didn't have a Scorpio. You should be with me. 6 of Swords reversed. Interesting. Your challenge is the 2 of Swords reversed. Got a lot of swords popping up here. You got the King of Cups upright as your overall, so that's good. And your way through your challenge is the 2 of Cups reversed, the soulmate card reversed. Ooh, shit. Woo! Let's see. 6 of Knives, 6 of Swords. Afraid to move to the better part of the waters. That means either A, you're at a partnership where it needs to go to the next round and you're afraid, or you're in a really shitty situation and you're afraid to go to the better side. It's one of those 2 stories. So you're either afraid to go to the greatest part of that. Both are afraid to go to the greatest part. So whether you're in a shitty space and you're like, fuck, I don't want to be in this anymore, but I don't know how to end this thing. Or you're like, it's great, but I'm afraid of actually going to the next side of the bridge and going to the next new world and usually it's like entering into a partnership. If you don't change that, they're going to leave. They will leave you. 2, because especially this 2 of Cups in reverse is your overall with a 2 of Swords. By not making a decision, guess what? Soulmate's leaving. And I think with this overall, it's like you need to take control and realize of your emotions. I think that, it's too much of your head that's playing the game of whether or not you should go or not go. You got to go with your emotions and you have control and you know where you want to go emotionally. So why are you afraid to go there? This is where you go for it. It is all the planets direct. It is right before Mercury goes retrograde in your 4th house. So I know that there's a lot of questions emotionally, but sometimes you got to go to the other side to see where things are at emotionally, Scorpio. This is you don't want to lose somebody, because one thing that Scorpios do not do well with is when they get dumped or when they get broken up with. And with a soulmate card reversed, with an indecision card in your challenge, with 6 of Swords reversed, afraid to move on to the new area, and with a King of Cups as your overall, take control of those emotions and do something about it. Don't just fucking sit there and be a worthless emotional king. The reason why you got that 6 of Swords in reverse. Interesting. What are you afraid of moving into? The world reversed. Look at that. Afraid of the new world. That it's going to change your life. A lot of the water signs pulling that. It's interesting. We haven't done Pisces yet, but both water signs have pulled the world card as challenges in reversed. Why is this King of Cups up here? 6 of Pentacles. So I think that for you, it feels like, okay, I'll be honest. I always say 6 of Pentacles is a really boring card, but I think that for you, it's like it's boring by staying in the same situation that it's at. It needs to go to a new situation, and the exchange there's the fair exchange there. That's what's crazy. There's no not fair exchange. I think that this is like the fair exchange is also looking at the other person or understanding where the other person's at and going, can I meet them there if they're willing to go there? There's a lot of where are you willing to meet and where you're not willing to meet, and whether or not you're willing to lose it or not. The Aquarius card, that's the future. That's innovation. That's moving on to new higher waters, and it's in your emotional house, all this Aquarius. So guess what? It's time for the emotions to move on to a new direction, either pulling out completely or radically connecting in the most intense ways. Your sexy times card is, wow, it's going to be interesting. I hope you don't lose somebody because you're bad in bed this week, Scorpio. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm bad, but I
maybe
make it
maybe
look
you
good,
can't find the round hole for that square peg to go into, because you're holding your pen and folder and are looking around like, you want me to go left? You want me to go right? You want me to go in? You want me to go out? I'd leave you too. 4 of Cups reversed. Wow. You have a gift sexually that is waiting for you to take all of it advantage of, that you're not seeking out enough. So it's like there is the most delicious juice. David Avocado Wolf was here again today and had a bunch of fruits and amazing vegetables and stuff. And, it's like, I ate some fruit I've never ate before in my life with him here. And like the way that he eats his fruit, it's just like, bam, it's just juicy. And he knows the gift that it brings. But it's like, come on, Scorpio, there's something that has more juice in it for you to juice out of that you're not taking advantage of more. That they want the advantage taken out of it more. Gosh, somebody wants to be taken advantage of, Scorpio, and you don't. Are you going to do it? I mean, I think you kind of like those situations. Ironic, right? Leo, 10th house Mercury. Oh, snaps. Responsibility now with love, that communicating about where is it fucking going and the decisions that need to be made. Holy shit. Some serious love talk this week. Woo! Congratulations, Scorpio.
Yeah, time to come out of the darkness and into the light. Woohoo! Expression, isn't that our favorite? But no, it all rings true. I think that within that darkness, that we all reside in, there can get lost. The emotional support can get lost, and that's a support for those that actually are showing us the love, the ones that are showing us that truth and the appreciation that we need, that we actually desire, even though we don't necessarily always want to embrace it or welcome it into our life. So it is time for that change. It is time for that expression. It is time for you to fully, invest yourself emotionally, physically, mentally, all the steps that it's going to take to kind of right that ship and put you in the correct direction when it comes to love, when it comes to that self-appreciation. Because at the end of the day, when you have that all, it's going to be fucking glorious, baby.
Somebody said tie them up. But don't tie them up like in the movie Spun, where he's all spun and he ties the girl, I'll be right back. And then he puts fucking duct tape on her mouth. And then fucking when he puts on the fucking rock music on the CD player, and then when he slaps the door, the fucking thing starts skipping. And then he comes back a day and a half later like, oh, I'm so sorry, babe. I forgot about it. But you go be quiet. I'll be right back again. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't get all spun out and duct tape anybody's mouth shut.
That's my favorite movie, by the way. But a lot of people not seen that movie. That was Brittany Murphy's best movie too. Spun.
Yeah,
don't be talking about people like that.
Just don't get spun out either.
Don't get spun out either. But I'm just saying, it's a great movie. It was a time. Anybody who gets spun now, I'm like, what the fuck? You missed your chance. It was the 2000s. Libra. It's a great movie, though. Holy shit. Mickey Rourke's in that one, too. He's the cook. A bunch of big actors, actually, in that movie. That Volvo that he drives, man. It's time, Libra. I know. You wait a long time for these readings sometimes, and I know that if there's any sign out there that's itching to know what's going on with their relationships and love, it's you. Just itching. It's like an itch that just can't get scratched nonstop in your life, Libra. I know. You go to bed thinking about it, and sometimes you go, no, I'm not. I don't want to be in it. And then you're in the shower and you think about it, or you're in your car and you think about it, and then you're trying to tell me no, and it's really just, you could just be walking around and just see something and, oh my God. But we also know there's a lot of weird stuff going on in your relationship world. All right, Libra, what's going on with your love life this week? 4 of Pentacles. That's what I got. That's what Leo's got. Interesting. You want something really bad, or you know your value, and you ain't going to fucking get rid of that value, are you? You know what it is. Look at this, very Libra, this card too. Like, look at me. Libras, have you ever looked at their Instagrams and shit? They all look like this. Like, I am just all dolled up and like, I'm by this window and it looks so pretty. I look pretty, don't I? Take the picture. You pulled the Hierophant card as your challenge here. Page of Wands reverses your overall. Ooh. And your challenge to get, or the way to get to the challenge is the Hangman with the Hierophant. Wow, we got 2 major arcana here. Okay. You know what you really want, Libra. And that goes all the way from the things that you don't want too, right? Because if you know what you want, you also know what you don't want. And with the Hierophant as your challenge card, it's like there's an issue here of feeling too traditional. Okay? But at the same time, I feel like it's like with the Page of Wands reversed, it's like overall here, it's like it's okay for you to say the things that you don't want. That's why I keep bringing it up. It's like, especially Libras in relationships, there's things that you need to call out. It's getting too traditional. It's getting too boring. It's feeling like, you know, you have to like subserviate to some sort of situation and you're not happy about it. It's not like really that exciting. Or you also feel like somebody's not engaging you and communicating what you want. You feel stuck. The Hangman, though, is saying that, you know what? You feel stuck because you need to pay attention to the situation that's gone too traditional. It's become too based upon some sort of ideology or belief. And that's not the way that love is. I think that you know the value that you seek. I know that you want to be taken in many ways for your ultimate value. But I feel that, you know, you feel like that's not happening with a partnership, or it feels like you at the same time are not communicating what you really truly want or what you don't want. It's both though. I feel like it's like, so people are kind of like taking, if you're in a relationship, they're kind of taking the traditional thing and just kind of like, well, we need to do this, babe, like da 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 da. But you're like, oh, but I don't like this, or I want this more, and you're kind of like, you feel stuck in a really weird trap. Libras get stuck in a lot of trap situations. Or you're single and you're just trapping yourself because you're hanging on to these traditions of how relationships should be, but you want to be taken. But at the same time, then you're not communicating, or you feel like you're not being communicated to. But maybe it's like, maybe you need to look deeper into it. That's where we're going to find out. Why is the communication thing off, and why is that not happening? Why do you want to be taken so bad? Oh, 7 of Wands reversed. Okay, you feel like that. You want something that fights for you. Nothing's fighting for you right now. Or you're not wanting to fight for something. You're like, I'm over this. I'm not into that. Or they're not into it. And you feel that. But you want somebody that's like all fucking going to fight for you. That Page of Wands reverse came up. 6 of Cups. Okay. You want the beautiful situation, Libra. I get it. And that's normal. But at the same time, sometimes you have to speak up to make the beautiful thing happen. And maybe it's like you got to keep giving it a go. I feel like it's like one of those things where, as little kids, gosh, I can tell you my first love situations when I was young, like, man, when you have a crush on somebody, man, you do everything wrong. Like, I remember playing handball and I was the slices king, and, then when the girl came and sat on the little fucking thing and watched, it was like, oh, fucking, I can't do slices anymore. I think that you gotta, if you're looking for love and somebody hasn't come the way that you want to, maybe you need to try different ways or give people a chance, or maybe you haven't said enough. Maybe you didn't go deep enough. Maybe you didn't, say what you wanted to. If you're in a relationship and it's really, having an issue, especially with feeling like you're being valued or taken or not being fought for, I think a lot of this has to deal with you not communicating what you want. So maybe they can do it. But I feel like at the same time, there's a little challenge here of somebody who's very traditional. I think that you're looking for edge. You pull the Hangman and it feels being stuck with the Pope. Yeah, that'd be pretty boring unless, it would be boring either way. But the Pope does some crazy fucking things, and I don't think they're the good kind of crazy. So I feel like boring relationships for a lot of relationship Libras, and then I think Libras feel like, gosh, like, who's going to take me? But I think you got to show up, and you got to show up more, and you got to, if you want somebody that's going to fight for you, you got to show that you're going to fight just as much back for it too. Your overall card that you pulled here is the first house. Okay. You got to show yourself. You got to show yourself for who you fully are. I think that you got to show exactly who you are. You got to show what you want too. I mean, this is definitely the house of ego. So, it's also the body too, like, come on, Libras, you like to dress up. I even said, look at this Libra picture. It looks like a typical Libra. But if you're being that Libra that's kind of on the couch and, like, don't look at me right now, or I'm in my bed, don't look at me all the time. It's like, guess what? Well, okay, and then do you think anybody's going to go after it? Like, come on. What's your sexy time card? Look at all these cards that just flew out. I'm not going to give you that, though. That would be a typical Libra, though. Read me every card that flew out right now for my sexy time. Oh, God.
That was that orgy vibe right there.
I was going to say, Page of Pentacles reversed. Don't engage in anybody who can't tell you how beautiful you are, or can't tell you sweet nothings in your ear, or bite your ear, or things like that. Page of Pentacles is somebody who tells you how beautiful you are, tells you how great you are. But and I feel like at the same time, you might not feel like you're getting that way. And also, if you're in a relationship, I feel like that they never were somebody who told you those things. Like, oh my God, you're fucking so sexy. Like, fuck. Or they make no noise when they have sex with you. It's like, if they're a guy, they sound like a girl, like, or if they're a girl, they sound like a guy, like, oh. Nothing worse than that. Mercury in the 10th house in Libra. Well, you've got some big choices to make in your relationship life right now about what you want to achieve and if you're going to achieve it or not. I know it's a lot to weigh out, but fairness is fairness. And I think that you got to go into court and into, you might even be dealing with a court situation right now if you're a Libra, but I think that at the end of the day, it's like there is some sort of place and road that you want to reach in relationships, and the communication is key, and the environment's key, and the stimulation's key, and more importantly, communicating the real stuff. And it might be tough, but you got to take a risk with what you want to say. So if you want to try something that you've never tried something before, you got to take the risk to say it. If you got to take the risk to get out of something that you have to do, you got to take that risk and say it.
Yeah, and the choice is yours fully. You know, are you going to put yourself out there? Are you going to actually go explore those desires? Are you going to actually go and explore what it is that you've been searching for? Or are you just going to kind of sit back and just continue to live that mundane life? You know, what it is that you actually want, it's attainable. You know, there's someone that's out there that's looking at you, that wants you fully, that appreciates you, that thinks that you are the beautiful, most beautiful woman, man, whatever, in the world. You know, but are you going to actually let your guard down and fully embrace that? Are you going to actually let someone in so you can fully express yourself? That's what it comes down to. But again, the decision is fully yours, and no one's going to be able to make it for you.
Yeah, and if they got to express themselves. Like if it's a dude like, I mean, that'd be like having what's his name from Home Alone? Like
Kevin?
Yeah, Macaulay Culkin. Although he's a little crazy, but I always imagine him like growing up as like, or Screech, like Screech. Imagine Screech.
Screech just got diagnosed with cancer.
Oh, that sucks. He also fucking beat his wife, I think.
Well, that's what you get then.
Yeah, pretty much. Actually, it was when I was on E! News with Maria Menounos, it was the same episode with Scrooge as an adult. And then like 2 weeks later is when he beat his wife, and I was like, this is weird. Whoa.
Yeah, fuck that.
Last two. Or if you're a guy and you're with a girl and somebody said, "What is that Cookie Monster's voice?" It's more like, I don't even know, like, juice me up more. Sag. Make my clit bigger. Juice me up. Make it as big as your big old dog. Where do you want me to inject it? In the clit. Make it as big as a mini hot dog.
Little pigs in a blanket.
Oh, that ladies who juice it up in that way end up reversing their feminine process and turning what is supposed to be beautiful and small into something that is large and in charge.
Are we referring to a specific sign right now?
If you want to go to the grocery store, it's
still,
Sagittarius.
Okay.
If you want to go to the grocery store and go get a fucking pound of roast beef, let me know. Look at Sag. I'm shuffling like a motherfucker. I just gave you massive, massive shuffles. All right, Sag, let's see what's going on. We got one more sign after this. We're done. Sag, your first card is the Two of Wands upright. That's a good card. All right. Your overall here is the Page of Swords reversed. Okay, we're going to, or sorry, your challenge. It's a kind of a hard challenge. But you did get a great Queen of Wands as your overall. So we got some good energy coming on here. We got a lot of fire here. We got some, Seven of Cups is the way you get through this challenge. Okay. The world of love is in your sights. But you're going to have to deal with this challenge of the Page of Swords reversed. It's one thing to see the world. It's another to look at the facts straight. Okay. One, somebody has not been telling you everything, or somebody is less exciting than they seem to be, or holding the truth from you. Your overall, though, is the Queen of Wands. You know you're the fucking awesome love, and that's what you deserve. The way that you get through this challenge, you need to know that you have other options. Seven of Cups. Doesn't mean that you have to go after those options, but you have to have that concept in your head, if you're in a relationship, that there are other options, and would they tell you more of what they really feel? Because I feel like somebody's just completely not even telling you anything. Like there's like zero communication on the fronts that you want for love, on the world that you want. It's like all they talk about are other things. They're not willing to have the deep combos with you at all. And I think that you have to keep all your possibilities open. You are a Sag, especially if you're dating right now. Holy shit. But I got a feeling like, also with you, the challenge might be you communicating that maybe you're not into it either, though, or that you want more and you're afraid to know, or you have all these other options that you might be dealing with, or somebody else has other options and you found out, or you understand that, and like, what the fuck? There's definitely, I'm going to be on, okay, Sag, you're finding out that somebody else has other options. And you're also realizing, too, that maybe you have other options and they find out. It's one or the other, or both of you are finding out at the same time and having to deal with that. Or you're single and you're not looking at all your options.
Just dropped for a second, but it's back now.
Oh, gotcha. We're back. How funny. The Two of Cups pulled as the underneath that Two of Wands. Look at that. That's the soulmate card reversed. And look at that. It's a match. Tinder. The toothless meth head and the fucking, I don't even know what that chick is. But it's reversed. You know what? This is some soulmate energy off here. The world that you want with somebody that you think is a soulmate, you're finding out something this week that it's not. I gotta be honest. You've already known this for a long time. You watched my video Soulmate this week and it's been hard to find. Doesn't mean it's over to find that. But you got the Queen of Wands, and why? Oh, God. Oh, shit. The Five of Pentacles. Ooh. Okay, you can't... You know what it is? Wow. Sag, you can only have the great love life that you want when you stop. You need to drop these losers. You need to drop these people who are not truthful to you. They're acting that they got all their shit together when they're wounded puppies. They don't have shit. They're poor and povish. Or they treat you as poor and povish, and they act like your soulmate, but they treat others like that they're their soulmate more. Damn, that was fucking some deep truth. Look at this, Mercury. You need to start thinking. I know that's not what you like to do since you're a Jupiterian person, but you need to start looking at the facts. I'm not telling you to go look in people's phones and shit, but you know what? You need to start looking at a lot of the info here, because you need to start like paying attention. And communication is a big deal right now. And I would say that, you have to look at this very deeply, because there's something amiss here, and there's something, and you got a soulmate reversed card here. Somebody could be pulling out from you because they got other options, or you're continuing to believe somebody's your soulmate and you keep them around and they're just so loserish that they stay around because you're making the story for them and they don't even have the value to understand what kind of story they want. Ooh, that is some deep shit. Fuck. Your sexy time card that you got is the Tower card. Wow. You know what? This is finding out about a horrible sexual situation. Or you're having sex with your partner and they say the other person's name. Those kind of situations. Or some new situation happens and you think it's going to be good and then you find out they cut their dick off. You got Gemini, Uranus in the 11th house. Okay, all right. Time for you to look at all your options definitely in the world and look at new people and much more stimulating people, because your world is being told to look at way different situations and be more curious and ask more questions and communicate in different ways and find a way to really see if you're interconnected or not.
Mm-hmm. That unstable ground.
Damn, that's one of the gnarliest readings I think I've ever fucking pulled in this show in 2 years.
Yeah, well, you think you're sure-footed, and you think you got it all figured out, and then all of a sudden the rug gets pulled out from underneath you. But are you going to be standing on that rug when it happens, or are you going to be prepared? Are you going to be actually looking around? Are you going to keep that head on a swivel, huh, and see life for what it actually is? Or are you just going to be running blind through the hallway in the dark, huh? Which one is it? You got to take that blindfold off. Or are you going to just continue? And it ain't about lying to yourself, and it ain't about seeing what the truth is. It's just actually about living in that truth. It's about living in the moment and the existence, but actually seeing the future all at the same time. It's like a fucking time warp, walking through that interdimension, like the Sasquatch, those interdimensional beings. Beam me up, Scotty.
Maybe that's the tower. Maybe Sag is to just end up with Sasquatch.
A saggy Sasquatch.
They got that big old thing, right? Last one's Pisces. Wow, that's just... And I care about Pisces a lot. And this week, I already said it weeks ago with the Jupiter-Saturn thing, but now the sun's moving there with Jupiter-Saturn in the 12th. I just got to give some extra love out to the Pisces because, like, this thing could start to go down some really weird places fast, even weirder than you thought. Like, right when you thought it got weird, it gets even weirder or more delusional or, you know, more manic, you know, or depressive. Like it's very serious. So let's see what we got here. We got the Sun card. That's good. You got the Justice card upright as your challenge. You got the Eight of Swords as your overall. You get the Three of Wands to get through this. You know where the sun lies, Pisces. I think that, you know what, this is time to get out of dark situations, dark people. I've been saying this, I know, but this is showing it this is the peak moment. The Sun card is ultimate love that is from purity and pure light and pure goodness. And you feeling like truly non-delusionally, but it is clear as day, not like still having that unsure, but then being like, no, it is. No, it's so clear. It's so beautiful. And then anything that is not in that divine light space, it's not true. Because when we get the Justice card as the fucking challenge here, there is something way unfair. This is divorce. This is unfair relationship situations. This is somebody who is also maybe in trouble with the law. That's what I'm feeling. Pisces dealing with people or in situations where they're a partner or person is not doing of the highest good or not within the laws or breaking the law or especially criminal. And when you get the Eight of Swords as your overall, that is the card of toxicity and being trapped and blindfolded and not knowing what to do and could get sick or get put in jail or put in a bad place. You got to be careful on the love stories that you are choosing right now because those are the most alternate sides of reality. Being stuck in a coffin with knives being thrown at you in a horrible place or being out in the sunflower fields. And it can feel like you're going through that with the challenge of the Justice. But your way through this is this Three of Wands. It's about opening up to the real journeys and opening the doorways to where that Sun card lies. You must do this, Pisces. I mean, I think it's time to open up to new possibilities. I think that whatever you're currently in is not something that is kosher. And maybe you see the sun, but you also see where it's unfair, it's unjust, or there's criminal activity or breaking the energies of the spiritual laws to the relationship laws to bringing you to a bad place. You see it all unfolding and you can stop yourself by actually going, you know what, I'm not going to spiral down into that thing and avoiding the fucking vertex into the fucking ocean here. When it comes to this Sun card and why it popped up here, the world reversed. So you're still not on target with that Sun card that you want, that ultimate love that you want. That world is upside down. I think that's what you have to pay attention to. Is what you think is the sun is not the sun. In this moment. Oh, it just came back.
We're back.
Well, we're on the last reading.
Yep.
Ten of Swords. Wow. This is you getting out of continually going into horrible situations that put you into really toxic. These are toxic relationships that you keep doing and toxic people and really toxic people though. We're talking about like, I know that you could throw toxic people on anybody, but like these are people that are dark. They're criminals. There's a criminal element to it. The justice and there's an unfair quality to it. There's not being treated fair. There's somebody who doesn't actually know how to even hold the sun in their heart. It's like fake sun, fake energy, fake, a lot of fake. The overall card that you got here is the Aries card. Wow. Yeah, you need to identify with what you really are and what you deserve, and have the courage, though. The Aries card is about courage. I know that you can be attracted to courage, but I think that this is about understanding that Aries is the fresh new start of energy and comes from a good place. And it is true divine masculinity, not this kind of like altered like state, false identity state. And your sexy time, and I'm going to pull one more card for that, because the devil, it's the false devil. It's the Aries devil that doesn't work for you anymore. Like, and I think that, you might fall into the desire of that energy, but I think that that's what, you're not really identified with it. You're on the same identity, or you're taking on their identity. And that's not good for you, because that's not who you are. Or, you could be falling into those weird traps. And your sexy time card that you got is the Justice reversed. So, you know what? It's saying, I would say, don't go be playing around with unjust situations or energies that are not fair and not in balance, because it's not going to work out good for you. And you're going to have to find that sun, that positive sun, and not that devil that's out there. You pulled the 4th house with Aquarius with Neptune. Yeah, this is emotional, subconscious, and sensitive issues about learning to disconnect from very sensitive emotional places, but to move you forward, to break through and have a breakthrough of your subconscious, like delusional setbacks emotionally that are pulling you backwards instead of moving you forward. And to emotionally put your place in a much more stable place, you're going to have to get out of the delusion that things are stable when they're very unpredictable and there's no stability in that unpredictability.
You got to know your power there, Pisces. You can't be giving it away just to anybody all willy-nilly on the side of the street.
I feel for Pisces. This is the roughest transit they'll have ever gone through their life right now. So, this week. So be kind to yourself. Watch it on High Vibe. I go into it.
Be kind. Please rewind.
Yep. Well, folks.
High Vibe.
High Vibe.
HighVibe.tv.
We appreciate you all. I know it was late tonight. We're sending you our best.
We're actually early.
You have anything left to say there, Craigie?
Well, this is what I have to say. I have to say, I think it's extremely important that we don't lose ourselves in all this wildness. We don't lose the true essence of who we are. I think that it's very easy to give our power away, so to speak, in times like these, in times of unsurety. We kind of give our powers to other individuals and to other forces within inside the universe, that might not be the healthiest. I think that it's time that we actually see the people for who they are when they actually show those true colors. And I think that it's time that we fully appreciate ourselves and fully embrace this journey that we've been on, and everything, all the lessons that we've learned. I think we need to follow our gut instincts. I think that we need to, step away from a heavy thought process and kind of go with those gut feelings, like I'm saying. And actually, that's what's actually going to bring that existence that we're searching for, is getting out of the moments that we continue to tie ourselves down, and kind of live life with inside that happiness at any moment that we're able to find it.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Well, it's going to be a really weird week, and we all need to know that, and we all need to have each other's backs. And I think that's where, in all relationship situations, we have friends, we have colleagues, we have family, we have people that are there for us, and we have people that are solid, and we have to rely on those people when things get weird, and even sometimes they're not reliable, and you can't get mad at them. You can't get mad at anybody right now. I think that the number one thing to do is just realize it's weird, and somehow the weirdness will throw you into the other weirdness of the magical weirdness that you're looking for.
Go get weird.
Say that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Share it out to your friend.